Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving headfirst into the never-ending vortex of Hasan Piker's latest crash-outs. From suing Ethan Klein for defamation, yes, defamation, to blaming Israel for everything down to his breakfast. So grab your popcorn, put your headphones in, and let's unravel the absolute mess that is Hasan's week online. And what has to be one of the most ironic plot lines of the year, Hasan Piker, the undisputed champion of Twitch defamation, the man who routinely calls people mom-murdering cockroaches, grapists, and, I kid you not, PDF files, is now floating the idea of suing Ethan Klein for defamation. I mean, the irony here doesn't just slap. It power bombs itself through a table. This is like the Joker filing a restraining order against Batman for being mean. You cannot make this up. And if you think I'm being hyperbolic, let's talk receipts. Hasan literally opens his stream every day, ready to launch a flamethrower of wild accusations, unfiltered slurs, and sanctimonious rage at pretty much anyone who disagrees with him. But now, suddenly he's the victim. Ethan Klein hurt his feelings. Ethan said mean things. Ethan's defaming him. Like, bro, are you for real? He's trying to sue me to make content out of it, Hasan whines, while also making entire streams out of reacting to Ethan, Destiny, and every other creator he claims to despise. And let's be honest, Hasan won't sue. He knows he has no case. Deep down, he's fully aware that any real defamation trial would require him to sit under oath and answer for his own daily verbal war crimes. Now let's talk about something that genuinely deserves to be archived in the library of delusion. Hasan claiming that Ayla Klein, Ethan's wife, somehow brainwashed him into loving her through Israeli propaganda. Yes, according to our resident geopolitical relationship analyst Hasan, love is now an op. Apparently, birthright is just one long psyop to secure Jewish marriages. Forget dating apps, just enlist the IDF and show up in aviators. Hasan actually implied on stream that Ethan marrying Ayla after birthright proves that he's a victim of Hasbara propaganda, that somehow his marriage is a Zionist PR campaign. Because in the fantasy world of Hasan's chat, nothing, and I mean nothing, exists outside the framework of Israeli occupation. Not even Ethan's marriage. Next week on Hasan TV, Israel made my almond milk go bad. Asmongold, the new villain in Hasan's head. Meanwhile, Hasan is losing it again over Asmongold because Asmin dared to criticize his takes on Israel and anti-Semitism. The crime? Apparently, Asmin thinks anti-Semitism is bad. Shocking, I know. Hasan immediately went into full coat mode, spinning wild accusations about Asmin defending Israel, despite Asmin literally saying he doesn't support Israel. But since nuance is banned in Hasan's chat, that gets spun as Zionist propaganda. If you don't actively praise Hamas or scream about genocide every 5 seconds, you're clearly on the Mossad payroll. Hasan lives in this weird all-or-nothing worldview. You're either fully aligned with his vision of Palestine resistance, or you're a literal Nazi mole. There's no in-between. Even mild disagreement gets you labeled a traitor. And then he misrepresents Asmin on stream, pauses him mid-sentence, injects wild takes, and then accidentally lets the full clip play, which reveals that Asmin's take was way more reasonable than Hasan was pretending. But does that stop him? Of course not. Because when you're this deep into paranoia, the truth is just another inconvenience. Hasan's Hamas comments, a wrecking ball of optics. Let's now talk about the genuinely dangerous part of this week, Hasan implying that as penance for not being radical enough, people need to start literally saying, Hamas is glorious and great. That's a real quote. It's the kind of comment that even his loyalists are scrambling to explain away. What does that even mean? That you have to publicly praise a militant group just to prove your solidarity? Since when did supporting human rights involve endorsing groups with an explicit history of terrorism? It's a line even many leftists don't want to cross. Imagine that job interview. So, what's your stance on workplace inclusion? Hamas is glorious and great. Awkward silence. But that's the logical endpoint of Hasan's content these days. You can't just support Palestinians. You have to roleplay as a Fedayeen on Twitter, meme your way into supporting violent actors, and twist yourself into moral pretzels until you're justifying laughing at babies in coffins. Yes, another moment he defended with smugness. Mike from PA. The Jew hater Hasan just won't drop. And then there's Mike from PA, a man who said Jews are a demonic ethnicity. Real words, by the way. And Hasan refuses to disavow him. Let me say that again. Hasan, the self-declared progressive prince, can't even say, yeah, that guy's anti-Semitic trash. I want nothing to do with him. But why would he? Mike's been part of the inner circle, the lefty orbiter crew. Disowning him would mean admitting any flaw in the coalition, and Hasan would implode on air than ever show weakness. It's honestly mind-blowing. Hasan will publicly tear down creators like Ethan, Destiny, or Asmin for way less, but Mike gets a pass for outright Jew-hating? Come on, man, pick a lane. Lawsuit theater, Hasan's relevance spiral. Now, here's the part where we enter full-on performance art. Hasan claims that Ethan's entire lawsuit campaign is just a desperate reach for content, that Ethan is losing relevance, that he's launching lawsuits to create drama. But let's pause for a reality check. You're Hasan Piker. You do 12-hour streams reacting to Destiny clips, watching war documentaries, and screaming about fascism in between plugs for protein powder. You are not above this drama. You are built on this drama. Hasan accusing anyone else of chasing content is like Logan Paul calling someone a clout chaser. It's just absurd. And if you think I'm being hyperbolic, let's talk receipts. Hasan literally opens his stream every day, ready to launch a flamethrower of wild accusations, unfiltered slurs, and sanctimonious rage at pretty much anyone who disagrees with him. But now? Oh, suddenly he's the victim. Ethan Klein hurt his feelings. Ethan said mean things. Ethan's defaming him? Like, bro, are you for real? He's trying to sue me to make content out of it, Hasan whines, while also making entire streams out of reacting to Ethan, Destiny, and every other creator he claims to despise. And let's be honest, Hasan won't sue. He knows he has no case. Deep down, he's fully aware that any real defamation trial would require him to sit under oath and answer for his own daily verbal war crimes. Because of Aaron and Hasan. It's honestly mind-blowing. Hasan will publicly tear down creators like Ethan, Destiny, or Asmin for way less, but Mike gets a pass for outright Jew-hating? Come on, man, pick a lane. The View Wars, Hasan versus Ethan, and why it doesn't matter. Hasan also weirdly tries to compare view counts. He accuses Ethan of clout chasing and failing, only to point out that Ethan's biggest month ever came from beefing with him and Sam Cedar. So which is it, Hasan? Is Ethan irrelevant, or is he exploding from your glow? This is the influencer equivalent of I made you, no, I made you. Just two dudes arguing over who invented drama. And here's the kicker. Hasan won't compare himself to Asmongold. Why? Because he knows he'd lose. Asmin pulls bigger numbers, commands a wider audience, and doesn't have to dress his political takes in revolutionary cosplay just to stay relevant. Imagine picking fights with the one guy whose audience likes him for actually being smart and nuanced, a guy who doesn't have to bait controversy or scream into a mic to stay on the radar. Hasan's streams are like a political rage treadmill. Keep running or fall off. Keep yelling or be forgotten. Everything is Israel's fault, even eggs. Let's talk about what might be Hasan's most cooked take of the week. Everything wrong in his life, his views, his dating life, breakfast, is now apparently a result of Israeli propaganda. That's not an exaggeration. He literally joked that the woman who shorted him on eggs was part of a Zionist plot. You heard that right. We've gone from political criticism to full-blown tinfoil hat time. If there's one constant in the Hasan Piker cinematic universe, it's that somehow, somewhere, Israel is behind it. Got a flat tire? Probably the IDF. Dog ran away? Mossad. Got ghosted on Tinder? Zionist PSYOP. Honestly, it's almost impressive how he manages to rope every single conflict, personal or global, into this singular, all-consuming narrative. But at some point, it stops being about justice and starts looking like obsession. And let's be real, if someone on the right spent this much time talking about Jews or Israel, people would rightly call it out. Why does Hasan get a pass for what increasingly borders on conspiratorial fixation? Baby settlers and bad optics. Let's talk about one of the darkest and most indefensible things Hasan said on stream. Laughing at the deaths of babies. Calling them baby settlers as if their age absolves no one. That's not edgy. That's not based. That's grotesque. This is the point where the mask fully slips. There's no defense here. You don't have to be pro-Israel or anti-Hamas to recognize that celebrating or laughing at dead children is a moral black hole. And yet here's Hasan, smirking his way through it on stream while his chat throws PogChamps.
It's a reminder that no matter how many progressive buzzwords you wrap yourself in, gleeful dehumanization is still just that, dehumanization. And it's sick. Reducing people to letters. Destiny, Ethan, Voldemorts of Twitch. You know you're living in a toxic parasocial cult when your enemies' names aren't even spoken. Hasan's chat refers to Ethan and Destiny as E or D. Like Voldemort-level censorship. Are we 12? This is the part where Hasan goes full cult leader. Suppress the names, control the narrative, ban dissenters, push talking points, and then turn around and claim you're the voice of truth. Dude, why are you even watching D's content? You're literally watching fascism. Meanwhile, Hasan's orbiters run wild, spouting the exact same tactics he condemns in others. Reaction spam, straw men, whataboutism, and most of all, bad faith. He creates a hug box and then complains that no one outside it agrees with him. That's not censorship, dude. That's just the world not liking you. The final straw. Misquoting Asman again. And just when you think Hasan can't misrepresent someone worse, he does it again to Asman Gold. In one clip, Asman's discussing the real rise in anti-Semitism, and Hasan spins it as if Asman wants Hitler to rise again. I'm not joking. That was the implication. You've got to twist your brain into a pretzel made of tinfoil and hubris to get there. Asman literally says anti-Semitism is bad, and Hasan replies like he's decoding Mein Kampf. Hasan's gift isn't debating. It's pretending he's misunderstood on purpose, weaponizing ambiguity, exploiting the lack of full clips. But sometimes the clips just aren't on your side. Sometimes the raw footage reveals everything. Final thoughts. The Hasan spiral continued. Look, everyone's got a little main character syndrome in this space. But Hasan, he's running a full Truman Show at this point. Every beef, every lawsuit, every loss in the view count is a targeted conspiracy. Ethan is a Zionist puppet. Asman is a fascist apologist. Destiny's name can't even be said. But the truth is simpler. Hasan's content is stuck, stale, obsessive, reductive, and the audience knows it. The Twitch left is shrinking. The reaction format is tiring, and even his old allies are walking away. Instead of reflecting, he doubles down. He yells louder, smears broader, calls more people grapists and PDF files until the whole world is fascist and he's the only one holding the torch. And hey, if that's the brand you want to build, cool. But don't cry about defamation while throwing grenades 12 hours a day, because eventually all that smoke catches up to you and it burns from the inside out. That's it for today. If you enjoyed watching a grown man light himself on fire for content, smash the like button, drop a sub, and maybe send some thoughts and prayers to the Hasan orbiters out there. It's lonely in the hug box. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want more content drama videos. Thanks for watching.